This video I'm going to be surfacing my router table bed. When I first got the machine, I routed the spoil board flat to get rid of any sort of bumps and stuff in the MDF, and I haven't done it since I've had the machine. And when I've been learning and stuff, I've really gone into the bed, gouging stuff out, and I just want to check that everything's still all nice. So that's what I'll be doing today. So I've put the large cutter on, the spoil board cutter. I've got the program to cut the whole table, and I'm just going to run it up and hopefully just take a millimetre off, see how it is, and then I might do another millimetre. It's very dusty, so I'm going to be using the dust extraction, which I didn't have the last time, and dust went everywhere. So this time hopefully it'll be a lot less dusty. Here's the cutter I'm going to be using. Just a 50mm spoil board cutter, which I bought when I got the machine from AvidCNC. And there's the program. This program was a download from AvidCNC website, but I couldn't find it, and I thought it'd just be quicker just to make a square the size of the bed and just do a cutting process on the cam on Fusion 360. So should be okay. I'm just looking now, it's hopefully it won't miss the corners, but if it does, we'll just go back over and do it again. This is my dust shoe. A friend of mine made this on his 3D printer. There's a file on the AvidCNC website of how you can see CNC route one out, but my friend had a 3D printer that he was happy to do a project on, and this is what I did. And it was very similar to the one on the AvidCNC website, but I had to move the magnet bolt holes because it didn't fit. This was like the maximum bed size on my mate's printer, so I just had to adjust it slightly. It goes to the hose, which I've kind of bungeed to the ceiling. I was going to do something more permanent, but at the moment it kind of works. And it covers all over the table without sort of bunching up or going a bit weird. So it's kind of working. This is my extraction. It's like a filter, like a fine filter, rather than the bag, because there's more surface area for the air to sort of flow through, and it's it picks up finer particles than like the bag filters, and then it just drops into the bag. But occasionally, every time before I do like a big cut, I try and remember to give this handle a turn or after, because all the dust sticks to the inside of that filter and needs to be knocked off and pushed down into the bag. So I'll do that now. Had to stop that first try of doing the spoil board. For some reason the cutter didn't go down all the way. It was almost 1.5mm above where I set the 0 to, which I don't understand why that's doing that. That's something I need to investigate. But I've reset the 0 now. I'm going to reset the program. I'll just go to my work home. And then what's going on there? I have to look at this. It's not maybe because I've gone quite wide of my actual work area. I might have to reassess. See, that's not even 0'd yet. I'll have another look at this. I'm thinking when it went for that first time, it went all the way down the x-axis. When it got to the end, it made a clunky noise, like it hit went trying to go past where it was meant to go. So I'm thinking it might have knocked a few steps out of where it's meant to be, because when I've reset it, it sent it too far along the X back to the 0. So I've rehomed the machine, and then I'm just going to really close this program and restart it. Might just go to the work 0. Yeah, it's way off where it's meant to be. So let me reset all that. Hopefully that will make it work. Okay, I've been struggling to get this spore board machined. I can't work out why. I've been cutting stuff on this table for quite a few months now, with not that much issues, and every time I send the carriage over to the X, it's kind of dropping the steps on the motor. It's kind of it's almost like clashing with something. Yeah, I thought it was because it's going too far over. I've just I've just discovered why the issue is happening. I'll show you now. This lovely new mister that I've been using and installed on that last video. I haven't been over this far over the table because all my stuff's usually in that corner. I've just brought it over to cut the this side, and it's clashing with well, if you can see that, it's clashing with the actual bracket. There's the end flag where it's meant to get, so that sensor there is meant to get close to this bit of metal as a proximity, so it's meant to get up to about there, but this carriage is just ploughing into my really strong bracket actually. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Probably have to maybe have like a little offset plate so I can just get past this point here, and hopefully it's far enough away from that spring. But we'll see. So that is my next job now. So not the surfacing, and then I'll do the spoil board cutting. So I'll let you know how I get on. I've rehomed the machine because I think when it got to the end and hit that bracket, the stepper motors probably stepped out. So I've rehomed it all, found my work position to make sure that's still good, and checked my height on the Z to see if that was still good, and that seemed okay. I removed the offending bracket and coolant, and so I'll have to sort out some sort of spacer to bring that up away from that gantry to allow that X travel to complete its move. And I'm going to put the dust shoe on a bit, and then start up the machine and run it through its program, and hopefully it'll start cutting stuff. So the machine stopped again when it got to the end of the X axis, and you see that it's come to the limit, which means that I'm probably too wide with my cutting distance. So what I'm going to do is where I've set the starting point here, I might set it over as far this way as I can, which will hopefully give me a bit more on this end for the cutter to pass not too far this way. So it literally just needs to come off the end before making a return back to the other end. Otherwise it's just going to end up cutting fresh air. So I'm going to try that now, and if not, then I'm going to have to make my drawing smaller for it to allow for that. I've just brought the X back to the home, and it's not going to work. I'm going to have to make my cutting areas narrower, because there's not enough room on this end for it to arc around and then go back on itself, and the same the other end, which means that it's just too wide, so it's just hitting the stops at each end. So I'm going to go back onto CAD, make the cutting area smaller, and then we'll give it another go. So very simple. It's obviously a very simple process made complicated by me. So, but it's all about learning, and this is what we're doing, having fun learning. finally got the spoil board all machined down. I think I went down about 1.5 millimeters in the end. It was a proper struggle. I don't know what happened there. I think one of the major issues was I thought by saving time I'd draw out the board, and for some reason I was overshooting the width of it because it has to pass over the board, and I was and how the tool overlapped itself as it was going over, as it left the board to come around again, so you don't get any little triangles, which I ended up having at the far end. If I just put the probe to 0 and just came down along that back edge and just machined them all off. I thought it would save time doing it that way, but really I should have just found the original file and would have saved a lot of aggro in hindsight. But yeah, I've got a flat board, which I kind of wanted. Number one, because it's been a while since I've done it. Well, I've only done it once, and this whole machine's been moved and bedded in and settled. So I wanted to make sure it was level and machine that so it's nice and flat to the actual cutter. Because what I want to be able to do as well is do some engraving with like plastic, which is the tri-coloured plastic. So you have the colour, and as it cuts through, it leaves the white core exposed, so you can see letters and numbers or a picture engraved on that plastic. But if it's not level and this is sitting off on the table, then the actual letters will end up deeper in areas and shallower, might not go through, and it'll just look crap. So that's why I wanted to do this, and just try and I've had this machine a while, just to kind of after playing around with it and stuff, just to make it all all as good as it can be. I've greased the tracks recently, and I wanted to start doing some interesting projects, but I wanted to make sure I didn't have any other issues I'm trying to sort of fight fire with before embarking on more complicated projects like doing 3D cutting and obviously the engraving. So that's kind of why I wanted to do it, and obviously, like from the earlier video, the aluminium cutting as well, which has to be a little bit more precise than with wood. You get less, it's less forgiving material. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. There's a couple of other things I want to do, maybe in a later video I might try and do, but I've got some ideas for some joints, doing different jointing with wood. But I want to log or write down somewhere the tolerances with different types of materials that I plan to use, whether it be plywood, and see what works well to get a joint that I can get together, but not too loose. I need that sort of perfect medium between tightness and also not too much fettling after. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing on this machine as well. So I just want to try and get everything as tight and as good as possible with this machine. And that's kind of it for today. I think that's all I'm planning to do. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, till next time.